Class of 2012 football. Graduated as the national record holder for completions, 1,353, attempts, 2,110, passing yardage, 18,932, total yardage, 22,681, and passing touchdowns, 219. As a senior named Ohio's Mr. Football, as well as Parade and Sports Illustrated All-American, as he helped lead Kenton to the state title game. Rushed for over 3,700 yards in his career, including 1,768 as a senior. 4-year starting quarterback with a record of 42-8. Also was all-district in basketball and a 4-time state qualifier in track and field.
Well, Matty Mock comes from just an outstanding family. I coached against Ben. I watched Matty, and we did a ton of 7-on-7s with him. The thing about Matty was when he was 3rd grade, Matty was going to be Kenton's quarterback. He was working out. You'd see him progress all the way through. In 8th grade, he jumped 20 feet in a long jump event at the county meet. And I was amazed at how athletic he was. Ben was a good athlete, and I think Matty had a little more athletic ability. And, I think Ben was a little bigger, stronger, maybe a little tougher that way, but Matty was a better athlete.
I think Matty would have excelled in any system that you would have played him in high school, but I think the chuck it around the yard, 5 wide receivers fit him perfectly. So it makes sense to run that system if that's the kind of player he is. And I think it was the player.
But I think people need to understand, or should understand, why that system works, because of the Matty Mocks. That system doesn't go into play and used if you don't have somebody with that skill level. And that speaks volumes that the system more or less is created by a Matty Mock. And really exciting for the game of football. And really, if you look back, kind of changed the culture of how everybody's doing that today.
A lot of times it looked like he was trapped, and he made moves, and a lot of that came from his brother, just watching him play. But he had a little special something. He had a good attitude about things, and he always had that it factor. He had that thing where he could just look at Bryce or one of his other receivers, Max, and it was almost like they knew what he was thinking, and he was transcending that to them, and they were able to hook up a lot of times with his receivers and the guys that he threw to.
I think Matty was blessed with some pretty good receivers. Max Morrison is on his list. Justin Sawmiller, another great wide receiver. I think he helped make them better, but he was blessed to have some really good wide receivers.
Matty Mock was built for the system, I think, at Kenton, which, you can hear that and you think, wow, it was easy for him. No, it wasn't easy for him. He was a powerful athlete with his speed and with his physicalness. Plus, he was fearless. How many of those situations are quarterbacks in? He wasn't just a throwing quarterback. He was a better than average running quarterback. That's often forgotten about Matty Mock with his tremendous passing stats.
In some ways, it helped bring Matty's athleticism to the forefront, that their offensive linemen, their splits are so wide that it's really easy for defenders to get through there. And Matty, one of the words that I would use to describe Matty is he was incredibly elusive. I don't think that anyone really ever recognized how athletic Matty was until track season came around, and their track team was really, their relays were really good, and he was a part of those. But I think in some aspects it helped bring his athleticism to the forefront, that he was so incredibly hard to bring down.
I think he was one of the toughest single athletes all around I think I've ever seen at the high school level. All the pressure was on Matty Mock, and as a high school athlete, he clearly came through, and he's got the stats to prove it.
Mock went on to play football at Missouri and was the Tigers' starting quarterback in 2014. Following off-the-field issues, he graduated from Mizzou and is transferring to Eastern Kentucky, where he will have 1 more year of eligibility. Matty Mock, number 2 on 44's Top 44 Male Athletes.